All right, we do it live. We just jump in. Welcome
Um,
to the sixth annual Predator movie marathon.
is it the sixth annual?
I don't know. Just we'll go with it.
I don't
Um,
think it is.
it's fine. Fourth, fifth, sixth. They're all. I mean, there's numbers, right? They're just an illusion.
It'd be easier if they've named them Predator 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But
But then, what are you gonna call this one? Predator negative one?
yes, Predator 0,
Predator zero. Now that's edgy.
or you can be like Kingdom Hearts and say point 0.8 final mix. Uh,
I love it. Naming conventions are always fun because you have to be exciting, right? You gotta get the people going. You can't just do basic names with numbers.
mhm.
But then they do all this stuff and it becomes confusing. My favorite are the ones with the exact same name.
Like Predator and the Predator.
No, even worse, just the exact same period. Like the
Oh,
game Doom and the other game Doom.
but it's a remake,
It's just funny. It's
so
always you
it's
have to put like the
Doom
number behind
again.
it.
It's Doom 2012.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Well, 2016, but yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much. It's like we have Predator 2029. It's like why not just call it something else? But I don't know. Names are hard, right?
Yeah.
Um, speaking of this movie, that's the episode's over. I got nothing for you. Oh. Pack it up and go home. It was a good movie.
I'm gonna
That's
let.
it.
I did fall asleep again, like
That's
3 times.
hilarious,
It's so calming. You can see all these animals killing each other.
right? I mean, hey, I will say, like, it was the first. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been. It's one of the first movies I can think of in like ever that I just forgot I was watching a movie and was just watching it,
Mhm.
and that's nice. It wasn't particularly exciting or interesting or cool or edge of my seat or nothing like that. But I was just, I don't know. I was just involved. I was just engrossed, I guess. It was just a movie to watch. I was like, wow, cool. Wonder what happens next.
I didn't know the Native Americans had eyeliner.
I don't know, probably. It's a fashion
I was
statement,
like,
George.
damn, she got a lot of eyeliner.
Right? Um, yeah, I don't know. That's why it's weird. I really don't have anything to say. I think this might be the
I
least amount of notes I ever took for any movie ever. There
mean,
is, let's
I was
see.
gonna say not a lot happened, but not in a bad way.
Right.
Like it was immersive, I guess.
Right. They didn't do anything crazy, which gives less to talk about, but that also means they didn't ruin anything. Because I think I don't know. It's funny too because I almost wanted to say it's the first movie in a while that I watched that wasn't fantastical, that wasn't
Hmm.
like a hero movie or a comic book movie or crazy bullshit. And I was like, "There's a fucking alien running around. What do you mean?" And I was like, "Huh, maybe you're right." Like it definitely was supernatural or whatever, but I didn't feel like I was watching a movie. Like in the sense where I watch all these other things, it's so easy to tell what they're doing. It's like, oh, here's where they introduce this. Here's where the climactic fall happens. Here's where someone betrays them. Or, oh, look what they tried to do to make me care about this character with these shitty ass dialogues that were extremely forced. It's so easy to like pierce through all the bullshit they're doing and be like, yes, this is a movie. Here's what they tried. Here's what didn't work. I didn't get any of
I like
that.
the movie. It seems pretty artsy fartsy, but it doesn't feel like it's trying to be super artsy fartsy.
Right.
Um, you can definitely pull a lot out of it. Um, like literary guys wise.
Right.
Um, but it's also not pretentious as fuck. I kind of like it.
Right. Yeah, it was just solid. That's why I say it's really weird for me to even like dive into it because there was nothing to say. Solid stuff. Characters seem very believable, very realistic feeling. I mean, it didn't really seem like there was a lot out of the question, and that's almost interesting to think about. Is when we discuss movies, and I don't know if this has just become a trend or it's always been like this or what. It's like movies are either trying things and work, and we talk about what they tried and how they did it, or they fail, and we criticize how they failed. This didn't do anything. It didn't go in any particular direction. It didn't try this shit. It was just like, yeah, here's a story about some people. but I think that left it more boring. Probably, you might be able to say that. I didn't think it was really boring or anything, but it was a lot less exciting than like a blockbuster movie would be nowadays.
Hmm. I tried
But
watching it last night, and I think I had like 2 hours of sleep. So the day before, so I was like dying trying to stay awake.
right.
But I watched it again this morning, and I was fine. So
Yeah, I mean, let's see. What do we say? Anything bad? Let's see. Uh,
the French people's words weren't translated. I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
which I thought was hilarious. I said, even the subtitles? Normally the subtitles give it to you, right? Nope,
No, sometimes they'll
nothing.
just say talking in French or some shit like that.
Yeah, well, it was the actual French words, at least on mine, but it
Yeah.
didn't give me anything. I was like, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, so ordinarily it gives me like French or or cursing in French or something like that. But it just had the words like the French subtitles. I was like, I don't. What am I supposed to do with that?
Right? I thought that
I
was
know
kind of
some of
cool.
them. I know meld means shit. I know that one.
Right?
I know feminine means woman. I know a couple of them, but
Right. And yeah,
um,
I knew dog. I knew a few from my French class in college, but that was
right.
about it. I wonder if that was an artistic choice though, and it worked or didn't, right?
I like it though because I say it all the time that I prefer that just keep it in the language. But I would like the subtitle actually. I would like to know what they're saying. Take it back.
Right. I guess I don't mind either way, as long as I'm
Mhm.
not expected to know or care what they said.
Hey, if they're talking in French, I want the Native American speaking Comanche.
I
The
did
whole
think
movie.
that was weird, right? We get only French all the time, but then all the main characters have to speak in English because it's an English movie.
Right.
And I was like, well, you
Have
did
you ever seen
one?
Apocalypto? The entire movie's in Mayan.
See, that's cool. If you're gonna do
Right.
it, do
Got
it.
subtitles so you understand, but it's in Mayan.
I wonder though if the series has been like on its last legs for who knows how long. So I wonder if that was a risk they weren't willing to take.
True.
Because people
Possibly.
refuse to watch anime sometimes too. Even like people who enjoy anime, like I'm not
Hmm.
reading. Fuck that. I refuse to watch it unless it's English.
True.
So even people who enjoy media, whatever Predator movies, whatever they might enjoy, it still could push them away. So it's like you're really taking a big risk by doing something like that. But it was funny though. They would just go back and forth between English. I'm
Hmm.
like, so did they know English? Did someone teach them off screen, or is it just for
The
us? And
subtitles would say in English, so I was like, "Are they speaking English right now?" But then they would go back and say Comanche words, and I'm like, "Are they speaking English or are they speaking Comanche?" And you're just putting it in English for me to understand. Please
right,
explain.
that would have been, yeah, if it was more obvious. That would have been made sense, right?
Yeah.
Because they do that for oh fuck, what series? I don't want to say it was Star Wars. It was something that had like space aliens and shit,
Hmm.
and they just translated it all for English. But apparently the lore was that they're just doing it for us. They all speak different languages, and I thought that was a nice touch. It's like, yeah, we're not going to sit here
I
and,
feel like
huh?
I've heard that before. I feel like I've heard that before about some movie. Some movie
Right.
is
I
like,
don't know
oh,
which
they're
one it
actually speaking in
was,
the yeah.
but
Um,
and that's kind of a nice thing to do. So if that was what happened in this one, sure. And then maybe they just
yeah.
give us a couple Comanche things here and there for like, yeah, we're gonna keep some of the culture here, but we're not gonna make you read the whole movie.
Hmm.
It's a good balance, I'd say overall. Um,
Mm.
but
I was hoping you didn't come back here and be like, "What's this SJW shit about this girl trying to be a hunter?" But they showed like she's been training, she's been practicing. They push her away. She fails a lot of the time.
oh yeah, she still sucked most of the movie. And I was like, good. That was awesome. Like that was really well done. Yeah. I was like in the beginning I was thinking like, oh, here we go. Strong woman. I said, but it didn't give me enough strong vibes. So I wasn't so apprehensive, but I figured they
Right,
would get there. But nah,
right.
she kept just fucking up and blah blah blah. At one point she was going to let the dog die. When the bear shows up, she
Yeah,
just freezes. Just like the dude talks shit to her in the tree. The bear
right,
shows up, she just freezes and the dog gets lucky and runs away. And I was
right.
like, yeah, dude, come on. But then she gets better by the movie's end, and I was like, that's awesome. That's good shit. So, yeah, they did that really well. Um, well, I don't even want to say really well, which is like it's weird. It's like that was just done like it's supposed to be. I guess it was just a good, solid story.
Well,
That's
is the
how,
right word for that.
huh?
Well, is the right word for that.
Well, I guess I don't know. It's like I want to make sure I'm not.
They
how do
did
you
it decently well. They didn't do exceedingly well. They did decently
That's the
well.
word, yeah, because it's not, because when I said really well, it's like, they're getting extra credit for the fact that everything else sucks and shoves like SJW shit in my face. So it's like the fact that they did just a good story makes me want to praise them extra, and I'm trying to
Hmm.
be careful about that. Is like, just because you've been eating slop for so long, don't lose your mind because you get a decent meal.
Right.
um, it really was though a decent meal. It was a good, solid movie. I just think it's funny that thing in the thumbnail. It said critically acclaimed, this and this, nominated for 17 awards. Or so. I didn't read it all, but I was like, geez. Apparently, it was supposed to be the hottest shit since Bread and Butter, and I thought it was funny that it was just a regular, solid movie.
Right.
I was like, how long have I been eating dog shit for this to be like the fucking critically acclaimed best shit ever? But it was also the revitalization of a series that was, whew, they had went downhill quick.
It does
Well,
retcon some stuff from AVP, but we'll find out when we watch those AVP movies. But
right, and I'm not worried about those.
uh,
Those are for fun anyway.
this movie was released straight to Hulu. Unfortunately, it wasn't a theatrical release.
They couldn't risk it. I don't think
Clearly,
anyway.
I was like, "Damn, were you guys really that fucking low in the dumps?"
I mean, look at the last one. No joke, dude. The last one, I honestly don't. Even this one didn't bring me back all the way. I just don't. Maybe I just don't like Predator. Like the concept, the movies, the whatever. I don't know. Because even this wasn't enough to bring me back to be like, I can't wait to watch more Predator stuff. If I never watched
I
another
love
Predator movie
I
for the
like
rest of my life, it'd be too
like
soon.
the predator himself, the creature and his concept. I just it's like barely any movies like live up to the potential that he has, right?
Right. Even this one, it as good as it did, I just ignored a lot of the small things, but I noticed them. I was like, so he has super advanced alien technology and fucking space flight. Why does he have bone armor and a bone plated wristband? That should be like advanced machinery. And then he has these crazy super advanced fucking darts. Like they're crazy magnetic auto tracking homing darts, but they
Mhm.
tried to make it look like he was using more rudimentary technology instead of a laser blaster. He would have had a laser blaster, I imagine. Like
Right.
so like the technology difference was thematically really well done. Make sure that's clear. It matched. His little headdress with the bone and all that shit, it all matched thematically and it was all really cool. And I'm happy they did it that way because that was the coolest way for them to do it to try and make it feel like he has advanced stuff, but it still fits with the times and the theming of the movie. But lore-wise, it doesn't fit. Um,
Right.
Also, him losing at all to any of these things does not fit. Like he's never gonna lose to any of these people ever.
Maybe this is the first time the predators came to Earth and they saw the oh well no because she was like it's a Thunderbird so like it's the kind of implies like oh they've seen it before the Native
Right.
Americans that's where the Thunderbird legend comes from. That's from
Yeah,
uh,
I don't know. That's why I say, and even if he had never been there before, it's not hard to just kill them all. Like he
right.
had the technology from the very beginning. I just don't. I mean, unless maybe he's trying to explore, but we didn't really get the sense that he was exploring. It
Yeah, they
felt
show him like looking at the animals, like all the scenes where they just have animals hunting each other. He's there watching them.
that's true. He did kill the wolf. He was like, "Let me see what that guy does. Who does he hunt?"
Right.
Um, yeah, I guess he would have been a little bit more reserved. I still don't think he dies by the end once he's going full like full horse, I guess, or whatever, full power.
Hmm.
Because once the fighting does kick off, I mean, he's using crazy shit. He starts dropping the fucking super redaction net that ripped those guys into fucking mincemeat. um, had the shield that just kills everything, which I think at one point in time it looked like he slashed her in the face with that shield, and all she
Yeah.
did was go, ugh. I was like, wait, what? She didn't lose her
It's the same
head?
thing as like the super fucking plasma gun that kills some people instantly, but then Arnold and um
The cop?
yeah Donald Glover they just fucking take it and they go ugh. And
Right.
that's it.
So yeah,
The
and that's
same.
some of that stuff,
Superhero
man.
main character syndrome.
Right? So yeah, it's cool. That's why I say it was still cool. It was entertaining enough, but I don't know. It's not enough. Not for me anyway. I think
It's
that's
better
my.
than most of the other Predator movies.
I don't know. I think I still like number two more than this one,
Mm.
and not because number two was a better movie, because
Because
number
of
two
El
was
Scorpio.
right. Yeah, like number two's characters were funny. I
Had
would have
personality. Had a lot of personality in number two.
Right. And this movie was much more immersive, much more like realistic. This is like the closest thing I felt to like, oh shit, this could have really happened. It was super immersive, super well shot, and like just a good movie. But I think I would if I had to go back and it said, "Hey, you gonna watch any of the movies from the Predator? You want to go watch one of them again?" First of all, no. But if I had to, it'd be number two and then number one closely as a second, because I can still have fun with that and laugh at the characters' jokes and still be like, "Wow, cool stuff." You know, it's enough of a spectacle and fun. This movie was a little just dry, I guess.
Mm.
But that's not a bad thing. That was what they did well, is to keep it kind of dry, to stop with the over the top shit or the whatever and just try and make it an immersive movie.
Right.
But you run the risk of having your movies be more boring. We've talked about this before with like romance and like slice of life and stuff like that. Any
Yeah.
movie really. If the more you show of someone's regular life, the shittier the movie gets. Like it just sucks. But the more time you spend with characters doing a bunch of nothing or just being themselves or nothing crazy happening, the worse the movie becomes. And it's only getting worse as time goes on, as our media becomes more and more like condensed and more like
Mhm.
concentrate. Every shot, everything becomes super concentrated. So any downtime is like, I don't know, we're less receptive to it as media watchers in like the last few 10, 20 years maybe. Um, can't prove that, but it seems like it trends in that direction.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's see. I'm off track now, and that's why I say it's hard. I have nothing really. Her weapon
Uh,
was cool. I like the little weapon she made.
the hatchet with the
Yeah.
rope. I have some
Extreme.
questions about where she tied that rope. I don't think it would work the way she did, but whatever. It's
Oh
fine.
no, it was extremely unrealistic. It was awful. Like even the first scene she does it, like she throws it, then like flicks her wrist, and it flies back to her hand perfectly. And I
Right.
was like, that is the dumbest looking shit I've ever seen in this like not call a hyper realistic movie, but pretty realistic movie. But it worked. It was cool. After like I think the first time she used it, I was like, okay, just pretend it's like you're watching Mortal Kombat, and it's fucking awesome. And I did, and it worked. So I give it a pass. But it was a little jarring when I first saw it because of how realistic and immersive this movie was,
Hmm.
and I was like, that's not right. But then it was cool, so I gave it kind of a cool pass. What do you think they wanted? Was it supposed to be more of a realistic movie?
I have no idea what they wanted.
Hmm. I think they should have toned the
I think they
Predator
wanted to go
down.
back to the feel of the first one, but give it a little more the tension and suspense rather than just being there's a lot of nods to the first one, I think.
Hey, did
But
mice eat ants?
I don't know.
You see it?
That was one I thought about that when that happened. I said, that would make sense, but I'm not sure.
Right. I was like,
Um,
do they eat meat? Right. So I was like, they eat anything really. I guess grains,
yeah,
meat. Uh,
they eat whatever they can find,
and
really.
technically, ants are meat. So I don't know. I did think that was funny. Um. So let's see. Um. Why did those French guys kill
They
all those
eat ants
buffalo?
whenever other food options are limited, or during opportunistic encounters. So I guess he saw it and he thought he could kill it and he ate it.
Right. Said fuck it. It's theirs. Food. Did we ever get why those French guys killed the buffalo?
Oh, they're fur trappers. They're guys that get fur from animals and sell it.
Uh.
They're French. If they're French, they're up north, right, in like the Louisiana area. Where the Comanche at? They're fur trappers.
So how did they trap all of them at the exact same time? Because they were all dead and skinned right there. Unless you think they just pulled them there and then skinned them all there.
I think that's where they killed them. They could have just killed a bunch of those. They didn't have to trap. I don't think they trapped buffalo, but I'm not 100% on
Oh
that.
no, they had guns, right? So if they shot them
Yeah,
all at the same time, they would have all died in place.
right. And
That
then
makes
they just
sense.
skin their furs and yeah, take it.
Because I was like,
Um,
how'd they kill so many all at the exact same time? None of them ran. But it makes sense if they just had like 40 dudes and they all just
There it
shot
is.
into the
Yeah, it's
field.
around where the middle of the Louisiana Purchase. That's where like during the 1700s, there's still French people like fur trappers and shit, and that's before the war between the American colonies and the French, and then uh yeah. So that's where they're
Gotcha.
at.
I'm surprised they don't at least take the meat. It's good meat.
Right. I don't know if they wasted the meat or not, but I'm pretty sure they would eat it. I don't think
Right.
they just
Maybe
left
it's
that
for
shit like
dramatic
that.
effect to make them more bad
Um,
guys.
I know at some point the United States started killing buffaloes just because that's what the Native Americans lived off of, and to weaken them, we just killed a bunch of buffaloes. Didn't even bother eating all of it.
That's so fucked
Um,
up, dude.
well, it weakened them.
I mean,
That's
it's
what the
true. If military
that's
tactics, they make
tactics.
sense. But it's just
Shit.
funny to think about. Like, you could have just taken the meat with you, sold it, make more
Too
money.
much work. It's too much work. Much easier just to keep moving on. Just eat what you can, and let's move on. Just keep killing more buffaloes. Um,
And they didn't even mention though the French people until like the end. She said, "There's danger nearby. We have to move." Would they not have noticed like hundreds of them moving in next door?
maybe.
Because they had camps and everything set up. Like the French looked like they had been there for a minute.
Yeah, but they live on like the plains. The French were like kind of in the forest. I don't know why they were in the forest.
Maybe,
Maybe for
yeah.
the shade or the element of surprise, whatever. I don't have no idea. But
Right.
um, fuck that gun that she got from that one guy. Did you recognize it?
Oh yeah, and I think it's. I was like, so either the movie did not remember how shit works. You get the trophy if you win, or spoilers, they came back and killed her ass and took that fucking pistol from her.
They're working on another one. Comes out in a couple years.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, yeah, that's the gun, and clearly the predators had it. I was like, so they came back and fucking murked her ass in the middle of the night
There's a
and took
comic
it.
book that is retconned now because of the that had the history of the gun. It was like a fucking pirate captain or some shit.
That's way cooler than some stupid random French guy who speaks English.
No, he spoke Comanche. It was just English for our.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's still stupid. He's just a random nobody.
Uh,
What was his name? Raphael? Something like that?
I don't know. He looked like me.
It's the mustache.
It's the mustache.
That shit's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, that's kind of weird because that means that she has to die or just give it to him, but that's her trophy. I was like, so either they wrote themselves into a corner or something because somehow that has to end up in the alien hands. Unless it doesn't, I don't care. I'll bitch about it because retcons are stupid and easily avoidable most times.
Right.
But this is Hollywood Productions. Also, this is how many years later? That shit came out. Number 2 came out in what, the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. That's fucking like 40 years ago. I don't expect them to have to give a shit about some retcon from 40 years ago, to be honest. Is it cooler if they did do it? Well, yeah, but it's one of those things, I don't know, you just gotta let it go, right?
Right. It's fine. Whatever. They'll do something with the next movie.
Right.
Let's get. I just want my Predator war, all out battle war on it'd be cute.
I
Promised
don't,
me
I don't even
last
know what I
movie.
want.
I didn't get to do it.
I don't want anything. This series is done, dude. I have no desire to see Predator anything ever again. And I don't know
We
if
still
this.
gotta see Alien vs Predators.
Well, we gotta watch those. Those are cool though. Those are just like fight scenes. I don't give a shit about that.
Are they though?
We'll see. Maybe they try and have a story, but I doubt I'm gonna be so immersed in it.
Well, Predator fans like it. At least from what I remember, Predator fans liked them, and Alien fans did not. So we will
Right.
see.
He's too cool. Like, he's too good. The Predator is just way too badass. So, like, he doesn't have a challenge. There's no challenge in any of these movies. That's been, I think, the biggest gripe in every Predator movie I've seen thus far. No challenge at all. The
What if
closest
they
thing.
do like the Hunger Games thing, where they take all the winners, all the guys that ever killed a predator? The predators make a time machine and they capture all the people that have ever killed a predator. They just note down every single person that has done it, and they go back in time and get those people in their prime, and then they have like a what happened in the Predators movie, where they abducted a bunch of people and have them fight a predator.
It still would be.
You don't want to see Arnold again?
Well, number one, he's too old. I'm sorry.
I'll give it. Damn.
The last I think
The
he
aging.
had business being in was that one like Western thing. He was like a cop and he was allowed to be
Right.
old.
Right.
But no, I don't see it. I just don't know. Even then, I don't. Their technology's too good. It's too cool. The fucker has like infinite numbers of visions, at least by number 2. He can see you through all kinds of shit. He's invisible. He has super laser cannons that can just destroy anything, armor, whatever. He has super infinite buzzsaws that cut through everything. The fucker can apparently in this movie take an entire spear through the chest, rip it out, and then keep on going like nothing ever happened. So, like, gets shot in the back of the head, too. Also, don't forget that one. Shot in the back of the head and says, oh, cool, we're still going. So, like, come on. No one's fighting this guy except maybe another Predator. Which, cool. But then also, I don't think it would be cool because it's almost like when two guys are super buff and have technology, it just doesn't matter. Because, like, who's going to shoot first is how that kind of turns into, right? Like,
Yeah.
I throw my buzzsaw at you. I cut your arm off. Okay, now I shoot you with a laser gun. Fight's over. It's not like they cancel each other out. They both have bust-ass equipment, so we can both see each other while they're invisible. So even Predator versus Predator won't be gripping unless you write a bunch of little slips or contrivances or something that gets them to, like, not kill each other immediately. So I don't know. I just think Predator needs a nerf. Nerf their Predator, and then I can enjoy it more.
No. Just make him win. Just have him win at the end.
That'd be cool, too, yeah. Have him just win. Have it be close, maybe, but here's what would have happened. I don't know. It's a really weird series. I don't think it was supposed to be this big, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was supposed to be in this this conversation we're having. I don't think was supposed to exist.
What if Arnold decided to do Predator 2? Do you think it would have gotten that big? If he had kept going with the series.
I think they would have been better. Because he's an action hero.
They had a different plot in mind, apparently, for number 2. I'm not sure.
I mean, you look at all the stuff that he's in. Number one, he's a good actor. He can just literally carry the movie on his own. But I think it would have been more action focused. It would have been not action focused. How you say? It would have just felt better. I don't know. Somehow I just trust that if he was more at the helm, it would have turned out great.
It wouldn't have been at helm. He would have just been the main.
Or what do you say? Right? He would have had a voice in it.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, cause look at even like Expendables, right? Expendables is fucking cool, and it's just all the famous action heroes doing action hero things. So I have to imagine if Predator followed the same light and early 90s action films, it would have been great. Like, I don't see it being bad, not like where it ended up now.
I'm reading some shit on the movie. Apparently, the actor for the Italian or the Italian translator, he said that Naru's brother, the one guy, the one, he apparently is supposed to be. It was in the script. I didn't catch it all in the movie, but whatever. In the script, it was revealed that his character was supposed to be, the guy in the first Predator, the Native American guy, Billy. He's supposed to be a reincarnation of Naru's brother, and that he's so like his weird interactions with the Predator are supposed to be like subconscious memories from his past life.
Ah, see.
Sure. Let's retcon that. Make it work.
Sure. I'm not unhappy, I guess. If that's what you did, cool.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just too it got too big for its own good, you know? It was just supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be a cool action film that was fun. And that was it. I almost wonder, there's other things that have this syndrome, I feel like.
Probably.
But I'm not sure which ones. Like, because you're more familiar. The two that come to mind, but I never really played them, I just know of them, would be Dead Rising and Saints Row. I feel like both of those number 1 entries are just fun. And then everything I hear about the ones after, it got too big, and they tried too many things, or things didn't work, and they lost the essence of the fun that made the first one.
Yeah, I would describe those as that.
And I wonder if that's what this is. It's supposed to be fun. There's an alien monster, and I covered myself in mud and kicked his ass with some sticks. Cool. You don't think about it. It's not supposed to be in-depth. It's just supposed to be fun. Go enjoy. And then it's like, now I'm like, what do you want? I want water from a rock, right? Like...
Yeah,
because this was the perfect Predator movie, right? What more could we really ask for?
Another one?
I mean, but maybe that's my problem, right? Because I don't really feel like this movie was all that great, or I wouldn't necessarily want to watch it again. It wasn't bad by any means. Still, definitely a very solid movie. But it's not so exciting, and maybe that's my expectation. Is I expected this series to be cool and awesome, and it's like, yeah, Predator, I know him from all this material and all this stuff. But it's all crossover stuff. So like he's always been the coolest in the crossovers where his legend was like allowed to be maximum legend kind of shit, right? Like
Mhm.
in Mortal Kombat, like when he showed up there, I was like, that's fucking cool. Cause it works, right? All of his super badass stuff. You got people who like shoot fire fucking blasts and gods of thunder. Predator is almost like underpowered, so that's really cool for him to be in that universe. When he fights the alien, that's super cool. This alien has fucking super
Acidic
penetrate
blood.
everything acid
Yeah.
guts and super fast and has bulletproof armor and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool when he fights stuff like that. So fighting regular people though, it only worked in number one because there was like a suspension of disbelief that he sucked. But the Predator has only ever gotten stronger in every single movie. Maybe that's the problem too.
Mhm.
They keep buffing the Predator every single
You
movie.
want to keep having cool looking deaths.
Yeah, but stop. The more you buff the Predator, the shittier the movie gets. Because then the less suspension of disbelief I have when people actually kill him. Like, I truly felt like it was at least possible Arnold could have got him. Because he was invisible. I was like, it makes sense. He was also wearing fishnets. So he could be stabbed. So, like, it was at least believable enough. Not a lot of the later ones. A little bit in number two. Because in number two, he disarmed him. And they were fighting with the spear, and the spear got, lost on the roof or whatever.
Maybe
So-
her killing him was a fluke, and then the predators were like, "Hey, we finally found a planet where they can somewhat compete with us." And then they started sending guys that want to go on hunts because this guy was just somebody that was supposed to sent to study the planet.
Right.
Maybe the next one we'll see the ones with the actual like badass fucking helmets and the better weapons.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of I think that was. I don't even have any notes. Let me see. I think I've covered. um.
My only notes are I didn't know Native Americans had eyeliner.
Yeah, this
all I had.
is uneventful. I had a couple things, but we've already discussed them. Really. I don't
It's
know.
alright.
Short
Whatever.
episode, I guess. I made a joke about it, but I mean, it really is like.
I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, half the movie was just looking at animals kill each other.
Right, or her either running or tracking, or he's
Right.
out there. He's
There's
out
a
there.
lot of quiet. There's a lot of quiet moments.
Right.
It's very, very personal. Like it just literally we're just following her. There's like no other characters. The Italian guy, sure. The fucking crazy Frenchman, sure. Her brother, who's just a basic normal warrior badass, who watching out for his sister. That's about it.
Right. And they were all good. They just weren't. There's not spectacular. It's not like a spectacular movie.
Right.
But I hate to say it because then when you say it, English language is weird and it sounds like that means it's a bad movie. It's like, no.
One of the best ones that they made.
Right. I think realistically, it's got to be in top three.
Mhm. It's I don't want to put it above 2, but I kind of want to.
Right. I'm not. I'm going to put it 2-1 this one.
Yeah.
I figured you'd go 1-2 this one.
I kind of want to go this one or this one too.
Right.
But I did enjoy a lot of the characters more in 2, and that's more of my thing. It's either world building or characters, and if I understood some of that French, I would be probably putting it a little higher. I got to put it a little under 2 for me.
Right.
Yeah, so it's gonna go 1-2, then this one probably.
Yeah, because I mean, really, there's not much competition though. Because I mean,
Predator. Wait, what about the Predator?
nah,
That's on the bottom.
that is don't even. It never happened. Let's pretend it's not real. I wish that's probably not in the series. Let's say someone else was like directed it. It's not even a part of the series. Like, oh,
I mean, well, they all have different directors. I thought it was the same director that did the first one, but it's not.
but
So-
yeah, I don't know. And I think that since we're kind of concluding the series, I don't think, and this is I think my media or friends or the public opinion. I think the public opinion has skewed what I expected this series to be.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my interactions with Predator on every other thing that's not his movies, its movies, I guess.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the coolest motherfucker in the world. Still really cool, but the movies themselves, as far as a series, like to go watch, they're not very strong. And I think it was also too. It was always held up to the same light as Alien, right? Because I guess because they had crossovers and they were similar time frames, I guess. It's always to me been this like, oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought. Okay, I thought they put him in the wrong place. This movie takes place in the North Great Plains, which is not where I said it was. North Great Plains, over like right next to the Great Lakes.
Hmm.
This takes place around where the Louisiana Purchase is, but the movie calls it the North Great Plains.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, wait, the fur trappers, they were up there as well though, but whatever.
Right?
Yeah,
Not
that's where
impossible.
the Stewie, this is just naming off all the different ones that were up there. None of them were the Comanche. I was like, I'm pretty sure Comanche's closer to Mexico, but sure, movie.
Well, it's supposed to be hot too. That'd be much farther north.
Yes.
I don't know how hot the summers get up there, but
Yeah, no. They definitely look near the deserts. Um,
but yeah, I don't know. I just don't think the series is that good overall. Not bad. They're fun, but maybe my expectation was I was coming into like one of the greatest series, right? Like I don't know. It almost makes me want to go back and maybe this is just rose-colored glasses, right? Maybe I got to go back and watch like the Die Hard series, or go back and watch some of these '90s, late
Die
'80s.
Hard is great. Don't knock. I rewatched Die Hard the other week. I said this is a good movie. Love
So
this
that's what
movie.
I'm thinking, right? Because would you not have previously put wasn't Predator supposed to be up there with Aliens and Die Hard and
I
all
like the
these like
first Predator though. You and me have a different view of the first Predator.
no, first Predator was good. It wasn't, but
Oh,
I'm not gonna put first or second, my two favorite ones in the series, up there with Aliens 1 or 2 or Die Hard or any of the other best classic
I
shits.
wouldn't put Die Hard up there with Aliens. I'd say it's still just a badass
Oh yeah,
action
not
movie.
sorry, not that. Yeah, to say that was incorrect. Die Hard is not as good up there with Alien 1 and 2, but you see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even think Predator 1 and 2 comes close to even Die Hard and those tiers of movies of like the '90s good shit. But I expected it to,
Yeah.
and maybe that's my fault. Maybe it's just a solid like C plus B minus series of movies, and they're just cool for what they are, and that's okay. Because for a second I was like, "Is that okay?" I was like, "Yes, that's okay." It's just cool to know that. I guess that was where the biggest thing. If I would have known ahead of time, I may have even liked them more because I would have been willing to enjoy them for what they were. Um,
Yeah.
I still enjoyed them, but I definitely think, and obviously I think not four, 3 and 4. 3 was dropped the ball, wasn't terrible, but kind of dropped the ball, and then 4 was just fucking awful. So definitely 1 and 2 at least. They're cool for what they are, and I'll give this one 7. Seems fair. I don't want to give it a 7. I don't think it deserves a 7 from my personal opinion, but it didn't do anything wrong. It was a solid movie. The problem is 7 is higher than all the other ones I rated in the series.
I don't remember what I rated the other ones, but I think I rated the first one a 5.8 or something like that.
Right.
Um, somewhere close to 6. I think I said it wasn't enough to be a 6, but whatever it is, I'm gonna rate this one just slightly below that one. Uh,
Right.
it's still watchable. I liked it. It's fine,
Yeah,
but
I would agree. Still cool. Good movie. Solid. Well shot. Cool like
I'm pretty sure I gave
choreographed.
number two like a
Choreography was
4.8 or something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember what I gave number 2. I'm gonna give this one a 6. I think I might have to change the original Predator to 6 as well. They're
good.
just both 6.
Well, that's what's weird about it, right? Is that the way the ratings are is weird because this is a better movie, I think, than those. Like just as far as the way it was shot, the acting, the characters, the environment, the all of it, the immersion. It was a solid, better air quotes movie, but it was a little less enjoyable than just fucking action and fun stuff, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's why it's weird. I want to give this one a higher rating, like objective rating, like a 7, because I think that's what it deserves in terms of just a piece of art, some kind of like work of media. It should deserve around a 7 because it's solid. But like the fun scale and the personal, like I want to go watch this again scale, it's a little bit more boring. It's a little bit more dry. Um, but that's not better, right?
Mhm.
That's weird, right? Because like this is a better movie, and out of all of like the complaints I had about 1 and 2 about the weird how quickly they were written, or not quickly, like how fast paced stuff kind of just happens. People just kind of die randomly. Like there was a lot of questions and problems that those had that this one doesn't. But when you finally get to the action bits, those are so much more fun. It's almost like, how do you say, like you could have like a gourmet meal. Like you have this delicious like 4 or 5 star restaurant meal, awesome, fucking solid, just good shit. It is objectively the better meal. But then you go and get like an extra double greasy bacon McDouble, and then pile it down with a large fry, extra salt, and it's like, oh baby, I don't know, that was really good. And it's like, one of those is clearly better, but the other one is more fun, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how. That's why rating systems are tough. I'm gonna give it a 7, which is more than the other ones, but I'm gonna give it an asterisk that says 7 because it's a better piece of media.
When
But
we were really reading like revealing mistakes, like just random tidbits on IMDb, one of the revealing mistakes: living in a tribe of hunter-gatherers 300 years ago, our Naru would not have shaved her armpits. Dude, who gives a fuck?
people care about all that stuff. But it's funny though, because those never hold up. Like
Right.
ever. Not just the armpit thing, but like, or even nitpicking, but everything. Go look at every piece of media that's ever been good ever. And let's look at like Tony Stark wakes up in the morning, doesn't brush his hair, somehow has nice clean hair. It's like, yes.
Right.
Shit like that happens. It's just for the suspension of disbelief. They're always going to be pretty unless the shot demands that they be dirty, like when he came back from getting kidnapped in the first one. But like, no, that they don't. You never see a character unless it's like strictly a shot to get some tits and ass. They don't take showers. They don't stop for bathroom breaks. They don't do these things. You don't have time in a movie to have all these things be super accurate all the time, or else you'd waste shots on the mundane things no one cares about.
They have bathroom breaks for humor.
But that's what I mean. It's purposeful, right? Anything that's
You're
going to
right,
be
it's always
shot,
yeah,
always going to be purposeful. You're not going to see like a like someone clipping their toenails, right?
right.
They're going to have to clip their toenails. If you watch a movie that takes place and the characters live longer than like a week, their nails are going to have grown. Their nails are never going to have grown like in the shots, because having that make sense and adding that to the lore is a tremendous amount of work. Number one, having to film it, because they don't film shots in order of continuity, they film them in order of like what's the most convenient. If we're going to be in this location at 3 parts of the movie, they're going to film all 3 parts of the movie at that location in one day, not chronologically.
This movie didn't mention anything about it being hot, did it? I think it's like the first
No.
Predator movie. Yeah.
I wonder if they're trying to go away from that, which is, I don't mind. I didn't think it was important to the plot anyway.
Hmm. But it's important to the lore.
It's not. The lore sucks. People just got pissed when they heard that. I don't think the lore sucks, but I think the lore definitely is like, who cares? The lore is almost inconsistent at best. It's like, Predator shows up, he's badass, he fights people. Anything beyond that, the lore is just going to have holes in it and everything else. Like, it would be trying too hard to try and make the lore make sense, I feel like. But isn't that what I expected? Maybe that's also why I'm disappointed. Because I think that's the word. I'm not unhappy, but I'm disappointed. Because I wish, like, I think you did, you said it earlier. It's like what it had potential to be. Maybe that's what it is. I do. It's like the potential, hey, we could have this crazy lore and all this other stuff and cool fights and all this stuff could be. But if and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So, don't know what to tell you. You got anything else?
Uh, no, I mentioned the thing that if she was the one that got the first one to kill a predator, that's the reason why they kept coming back. It's like one of the only things I really got out of this movie. Um, more fucking dudes. Probably coming. We're getting a sequel. That's pretty much it.
Right. This is a weird one. I always feel bad. I wonder if, like, what do you guys
Yeah, I
think?
think that's the coolest name I've ever heard. The last name is Mid Thunder.
Cool. Yeah, no, leave a comment though. Let us know what you think. I always feel bad, like we're letting you guys down with these like whack ass episodes. Like, just wasted 44 minutes of your time to tell you the movie was decent. But I also feel like maybe you guys like it. It's like, oh yeah, thank God we don't have to suffer through like 3 hours of you guys just bitching. So,
But we like the bitching. It's
I don't
fun.
know. I don't know what they like. What do you guys like? Let us know.
They like
Um,
the bitching.
But and while you're letting us know what you like and subscribe. Engagement is good.
Leave an angry comment or a thumbs down. Engagement is good.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye bye.